Just moments after mating, the male spider attempts to flee for its life, only for the female spider to turn his home into a grave. In the 29th chapter of the Quran, Allah Almighty states, "Indeed, the weakest of homes is the home of the spider if they only knew." Our first instinct when reading this verse is to look at the structure of the spider's web, this weak and flimsy geometric pattern incapable of protecting from the harsh elements nor preventing unwanted predators. But beyond its aesthetic beauty and its flimsy nature lies a dark underbelly woven into the moral fabric of this home, one that is characterized by expedience, betrayal, and neglect. When the female spider, the primary weaver of spider's web, completes construction of its home, it feeds the thousands of soon-to-be laid eggs. Weak and helpless, they emerge, and the mother begins to feed them fluids from her own body. And after 2 weeks or so, the young reward the efforts of their mother by killing and completely consuming her, with the mother making no attempts to escape, a web of horror and an endless cycle of expedience that has earned this broken home the eternal title of the weakest home. Islam places an important emphasis on the home. The Almighty states, "Allah has made your houses a place of comfort for you, because unlike the spider's web, a strong home is characterized by the strength of its family nucleus and the love and bonding between its individual members. Because it understands that the consequences of broken homes reach far beyond the walls of the house, affecting communities and society at large." One study by Harper and McClanahan found that 70% of inmates in state juvenile detention centers were raised by fatherless homes. Other studies have linked broken homes to domestic violence, delinquency, addiction, homelessness, amongst others. These are just some of the calamities taking place in our very own backyards here in Australia. Countless fathers, mothers, and children afflicted by domestic problems they inherited and now left to fend for their own. And for many of us, these issues are not obvious. Our economic prosperity and strong social welfare means that we often dismiss these issues as mere products of bad life choices with no consideration of the broken homes they originated from. In this series, House of Sadaqa will take you on a journey that will unmask the innumerable tragic cases happening in Muslim homes all around Australia. Cases like Yusuf, a young boy who was left homeless when both his parents decided to abandon him, or Fatima, a victim of domestic abuse who suffered years in silence.
When we started House of Sadaqa 13 years ago, I could never imagine we would be dealing with the sheer nature of some of the cases we have come across. Being a revert Muslim and being in the community as long as I have, I couldn't understand the disconnect between the teachings of Islam and the ignorance and neglect of our community has towards what's happening behind closed doors. And because of the fear and shame some of these victims experience, often these cases are simply swept under the rug. With global turmoil at an all-time high, understandably so, our focus shifts primarily to international matters with little to no concern for brothers and sisters back home. When we look at our tradition, we find Islam has placed special emphasis on localized charity. In the authentic hadith, when our Prophet ﷺ sent Mu'adh to Yemen, he told him, "Tell them that Allah has enjoined upon them zakat from their wealth and to be taken from the rich and given to their poor." Here at House of Sadaqa, we want to go beyond band-aid solutions to targeting the root cause of our community issues. We want to build the infrastructure that would finally put an end to the broken home and represent a safe haven for many future generations to come. Thousands of runaway children, victims of domestic violence, and homeless men, women, and children count on your donation. So please help us make this a reality. Now is the time to give and help us together rebuild these broken homes.